Half past the hour now. You're waking up to another round of icy weather moving through our area right now. Good morning. I'm Joey Horta. Here's meteorologist Josh Johns with the latest conditions.
Yeah, and we're continuing to track these showers moving across the area, Joey. Steady freezing rain still flowing over. We have 20s and 30s in place. So this rain is falling into sub-freezing temperatures, which means it's freezing on contact as it falls. That's leading to that glaze of ice that's in place. 28 now in Waco, Temple, and Killeen. 26 in Goldthwaite. Still those 30s in place. Even temperatures below freezing in the Brazos Valley, though officially at Easterwood Airport is 33. There's still icy spots in Brazos County at this time. Seeing a little bit of dry air trying to eat away at some of this precipitation over Waco, but still light to moderate freezing rain continues. Same over Bell County, heavy freezing rain over the eastern counties, heavier freezing rain towards Falls, also Milam, Robertson into Burleson County. That continues, and we are seeing a little bit of drying in our western counties, but still, I do expect this to fill in with more moisture moving in from the south, so not going to get better anytime soon. Ice accumulations of around 1/4 to 1/2 inch of ice still in addition possible in this winter storm warning area that goes through Thursday. We've been upgraded to an ice storm warning through Thursday for Mills, Hamilton, and Bosque County. 1/2 inch to 1 inch of ice still possible there. Now, this is going to continue through Thursday morning. We'll see that freezing rain and sleet possibility hang around. As we plan out your Wednesday, we'll see those temperatures going into the upper 20s and low 30s. So not warming above freezing, which means this will continue to be an issue. I want to move on over to the weather desk currently and show you what's going on with these road conditions. You can see on the Drive Texas map that we have iced over roads all over McLennan County, I-35 experiencing ice, I-14 as well. Not only are roads an issue, but also since we've had this rain continue, power outages. I want you to see here, this is Milam County currently showing with power outages of around 2,000 in Milam County. Robertson County also showing close to 2,500 without power. So this is an issue that is continuing to build, and we'll continue to see the impacts of this through the day. Of course, we'll be tracking it all. Joey, the good news is this is not going to last into the weekend. I have a full look at that 10-day forecast coming up.
Okay, Josh, and we just got a tweet from Waco Police saying avoid Lakeshore Drive, I-35, and Herring and MLK bridges. These are problematic areas that happen during these sorts of storms, and they're saying to avoid those this morning. They just sent that out to us. So watch out for that and any bridges wherever you're located. In the meantime, a few different ways to heat up your house. Aside from cranking up the heater, 25 News reporter Nakia Simon is live in Waco with a safety concern you need to keep in mind. Good morning, Nakia.
Good morning, Joey. That's correct, as we avoid heading outdoors because it's just extremely dangerous with the icy roads. There are some safety precautions you want to abide by as you remain indoors with yourself or with your family members. We spoke about space heater safety earlier in the hour, but another thing that we should be focusing on is carbon monoxide poisoning. Carbon monoxide is a colorless and an odorless gas, that could come from a gas furnace or a generator. Anything that produces combustible fumes, the CDC reports every year hundreds die in the U.S. due to accidental poisoning, and thousands have to make a trip to the hospital. The highest cases of carbon monoxide poisoning usually happen during the wintertime.
First, make sure you have a carbon monoxide detector. If you have gas in your home, make sure you have a detector there close to the sleeping areas. Because the first thing you do when you do have a carbon monoxide poisoning is you go lay down because you have a headache, you're feeling sick, you go lay down. A person goes to sleep and actually never wake up. Make sure you have that generator outdoors. Don't have it indoors and have it running. Any type of other gases, any type of incomplete combustion causes carbon monoxide inside your home. So make sure you use those tools outdoors.
It is also never too late to inspect any devices you might have at home that burn fuel. So throughout the morning or throughout this freezing temperatures, make sure you keep on checking that, and use kitchen vents anytime the stove is in use. The kitchen stove is among the most frequent sources of carbon monoxide in the home. As the icy rain continues to come in waves here in Central Texas, specifically in Waco where I'm at, you want to make sure that we'll keep you up to date on the road conditions and more tips on how to remain safe. Reporting in Waco, Nakia Simon, 25 News.
Thank you, Nakia. 6:35. You know, we were just talking about those power outages, and Belton Police just sent us an alert saying that they're dealing with some traffic lights that are out. This one location at 6th and I-35, for example, they're trying to get the lights back on there. So at the intersections, we're looking at traffic lights that are out this morning, and that could be popping up at other locations. The four-way stop when the lights are out, of course. Keep that in mind if you do have to hit the road. In the meantime, the ice storm is really keeping police departments all over the area busy. More than 20 crashes in Waco and Killeen alone on Tuesday. 25 News reporter Angela Leparsky has an important message now from law enforcement.
Good morning, Killeen. This is Officer Bascom coming to you live.
In a busy 24 hours.
Currently, we are now working the third rollover accident.
Central Texas law enforcement agencies are all sharing one message.
We don't want people traveling on the roadway unless they have to be.
Please don't get out, stay in the house.
If y'all can please stay home, I would greatly appreciate it.
Temple police briefly shutting down I-35 on Tuesday as roads froze.
We've had several wrecks on the interstate here within the past hour or so. These crashes are bad crashes. You know, there's less friction on the roadway and your car slides at a much higher rate than it normally would.
And in Killeen, police reporting 22 wrecks between 6 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Tuesday.
The most common mistake is actually overconfidence. Folks find a non-frozen spot of the roadway and they feel real confident, and then the hidden frozen spot is right ahead of them.
It's a problem stretching to rural areas as well. Meridian Police Chief Blake Johnson sharing this video with us as road conditions continue to deteriorate in Bosque County.
And we just had another car just now go off the road.
And in Waco, police putting out a reminder on social media to leave 911 calls for true emergencies as phone lines are flooded. All agencies preparing for another rough night out on the road.
We are prepared to respond to these incidents, but we're just not. We don't have enough people to handle what this could potentially come out to be with the weather the way that it is now.
Angela Leparsky reporting. Police say that you need to pay attention to your surroundings. Make sure there's plenty of space between you and the other cars around you in case you get into the ice and start sliding around. Also, avoid the less traveled roads. This morning, a Travis County Sheriff's deputy is recovering after being pinned under an 18-wheeler. The deputy was helping the driver of another big rig on Highway 130 when the truck hit ice, sliding into the deputy. He got run over and trapped under a tire. First responders got him out of there, and he's already had at least one surgery. Good news is he's expected to survive. And this morning, a state trooper is in the hospital after being hit by a driver while investigating a crash in Navarro County on Tuesday. Trooper Curtis Putz hit on I-45 near mile marker 220. Police say he ended up being pinned under a vehicle. He's being treated in a Dallas hospital this morning. He's in serious condition. State leaders claim we'll be able to avoid statewide power outages, but icy weather and bitter cold temperatures are already affecting people across the state, and there are power outages this morning we're getting reports of. The latest coming up. Welcome back. We hope you're staying nice and warm here at home this morning. It's the best place to be right now. Just keep the news on. We're going to guide you through what's happening.
It is indeed the best place to be because we don't want to be dealing with those roads right now. They're in bad shape here across Central Texas with those roadways continuing to ice over. We have temperatures that are in the 20s and the 30s out there currently. Look at the winter radar and tips and you'll see that in place. 28 right now in Waco, Temple, and Killeen, 32 in Hearne. That freezing line is kind of frozen there along the borders of the Brazos Valley, working down into Bryan College Station. So while they may be above freezing in Bryan College Station, I think we're still seeing some icy bridges at times. Icy roads in place across Central Texas with this precipitation continuing to hang on. This is a steady band of freezing rain that's moving overhead. Could be some sleet pellets mixing in at times, but most of this is freezing rain from Waco down through Lorena, Eddy, McGregor. Bell County seeing some heavier freezing rain rolling through Temple now. You can see the darker shades of purple. That's moving in. Still in Killeen right now, some drier air trying to eat away at this. And we have drier air that's trying to mix in, but at this time, it's not overtaking the precipitation. Heavy freezing rain rain falling in Groesbeck now down through Lake Limestone. That'll be moving into Freestone County. Into Milam and Robertson County, still some steady freezing rain from Rockdale to Cameron to Franklin. Also some moderate rain falling in Bryan College Station. But again, temperatures are officially above freezing at Easterwood Airport. Still, you are going to have locations in town that have dipped to freezing, so that is going to cause issues on the roads if they aren't already iced over in parts of the Brazos Valley. Still, light rain, or freezing rain rather, continues into the hill country, so this all still has to lift up into us, which means we'll be continuing with this through the day today. A winter storm warning remains in place for Waco, Temple-Killeen, and most of central Texas through Thursday. Additional ice accumulation of a quarter to a half inch will be possible with wind chills hanging around in the teens. In Bosque, Mills, and Hamilton County, though, we have an ice storm warning that's in place through Thursday. That's where additional ice accumulations could be around half an inch to an inch. This is going to cause power outages. It's also going to make those roads impassable. You don't want to get out, again, anywhere. You don't want to get out on the roads if you don't have to, but especially in those ice storm warning areas. North winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour will keep the freezing rain and sleet going through the middle of the day on Thursday, and then that temperature will try to rise above freezing. But still, roads are going to be slick Thursday as well. Rest of today, we stay below freezing. Temperatures in the 20s and lower 30s will keep the rain chances on the high side through the rest of your Wednesday, and those feel-like temperatures hovering in the teens and lower 20s. Future track shows this precipitation hanging around as we go through the day. Now, it may let up a little bit for the middle of the day, but then as we get into tonight, still keeping those freezing rain showers around. Overnight tonight, though, we are expecting another band of that heavier precipitation to set up. We'll see temperatures hovering around freezing. Now, if these are just off and we're about 2 degrees cooler than what you see, we're going to have another morning like this where we add on to that ice heavily. If we can stay a little bit above freezing, some of this may fall as rain and not cause as much of an issue, but still the roads are going to be a mess even when you get up on Thursday morning. Now, during the day on Thursday, we'll dry out some. We'll get those temperatures to climb. I think we'll be able to push into the mid-30s by afternoon. We'll refreeze overnight into Friday, so Friday morning could still be slick, but then during the day on Friday, we'll be in the lower 50s. How much more ice are we talking? Again, a quarter to a half inch of ice still possible in spots. I do think by the time this is said and done, we'll mainly see half an inch to 3/4 of an inch of ice totally across central Texas, with that potential for higher accumulations in spots where these bands can set up. Brazos Valley going to be closer to 1/4 of an inch possible of that ice. 10-day forecast, putting it all together, looks like this. 32 for Wednesday, 39 for your high on Thursday. We warm above freezing Friday, and then look at that. We're back towards 70 as we head towards Monday.
All right, Josh, I got some breaking news right now from Belton Police. They're saying a semi-truck has jackknifed at Central and I-35 northbound. This is closing exit 294 at this point. So if you are in that area and you do have to get on the road, make sure you are aware that there's a jackknife big rig there. Central and I-35 north. This is just one example of what's going on with these icy roads out there this morning that folks are dealing with. So please be safe, slow down. In the meantime here, latest school cancellation and delays look like this. In Central Texas, you got Waco, Midway, Temple, Killeen, and Belton ISD closed. In the Brazos Valley, both Bryan and College Station ISD are shut down too. Texas A&M canceling classes today. The buses will not be running. All libraries and sports facilities are closed. The university expects to return to normal operations tomorrow. Over at Baylor, all in-person classes are canceled this morning. They will be back in session starting at 12 p.m. today. Online classes will be happening as usual. Fort Hood is closed today. Most operations on post are shut down. According to the Army, all non-mission essential personnel need to stay home. Most gates are closed, and only the Exchange by 3 Corps headquarters is open this morning. All other on-post shops are closed. For the very latest updates on school and business closures, just keep an eye on the bottom of your screen. You can also find the full list on our website, kxxv.com. Here's the latest now on the shape of the state power grid. Governor Greg Abbott says the grid is functioning effectively. He says they're not anticipating any widespread outages, but local outages, like we are seeing this morning, are still possible when more ice builds up.
It's important to remember that local outages are not a reason to say that there is a problem with the power grid. The power grid is functioning just fine as we speak.
14 state agencies and 4,000 personnel are on standby now to respond to any power outages that pop up. Well, it's freezing out there. We don't have to tell you that, but in 2 minutes, the latest on where you can go if you need a place to warm up. It's 6:47. We'll be right back. 6:49, I should say. Right now, warming centers are open across Central Texas, including the Moss Rose Community Center, open through Friday. In Temple, Salvation Army on Avenue G and Impact Church on Adams Avenue are both open. In Waco, the Salvation Army on Webster and the Dewey Community Center on 9th. In Harker Heights, you've got the Central Fire Station and PD on Indian Trail. Those are open. In the Brazos Valley, Street Ministries in Rockdale are open on North Main Street. Hearn Police Station is also taking folks in. And if power goes out in Rosebud, D. Brown Building turns into a warming center. Well, if you don't have to be on the road, we keep saying it, just stay home. There are some things you can do, though, to protect yourself if you do have to hit the road. We'll explain in just 2 minutes.
And I'm tracking the latest on our winter storm and when this may finally clear out of here. We'll have that 10-day coming up.
Here's the latest now on school cancellations and delays in Central Texas. Waco, Midway, Temple, Killeen, and Belton all closed. In the Brazos Valley, Bryan and College Station ISD are shut down too. Texas A&M canceling class today. Buses are not running. Libraries and sports facilities are staying closed. Can't go to the gym. University expects to return to normal operations tomorrow. For the latest updates on school and some business closures, take a look at the bottom of your screen. It's evolving as we go on, and you can find the full list always on our website, kxxv.com. More rounds of freezing rain expected this morning as we remain in a winter storm warning into Thursday morning, which means icy roads and bridges, and folks are being urged to stay home. Accidents are happening again, and so if you need to get outside, if you can't avoid staying home, here's what you need to keep in mind.
You do get into a situation where you're losing control of your vehicle. Number one, you really want to know when to brake and when to steer. If you're going over 25 miles per hour, likely steering is going to be the better option for you to get out of that skid. So look and steer in the direction you want to go. If you're going under 25 miles per hour, you can apply the brake. You just want to do so cautiously and just don't slam on the brake because that'll shift the weight of your vehicle and that can further cause you to spin out.
He also recommends having an emergency winter kit inside your car just in case you do get stranded. And there's much more on this and other safety tips for driving in the winter here on our website, kxxv.com. Best thing to do is keep that car in park. Just sit back, grab something warm, throw a blanket on, Josh, and just watch this weather on the news. Look out the window.
Yeah, that's going to be the best thing to do. Look out the window, watch the news, pop on some Netflix. Stay inside and stay indoors today. You don't want to be out in this mess. It was looking like we were starting to dry out, but notice that we're now seeing precipitation flare up again west of I-35 now where it was drier. You can see some of that freezing rain continuing to build on in here across central Texas, especially across some of our, some of our eastern counties that are in place with some of that heavier freezing rain that's in place there from Limestone down through Falls County into Freestone County as well. Let's zoom on into McLennan County. You can see some of these rain showers that are continuing. Again, this is steady freezing rain that is falling. Same in Bell County right now. You can see a little bit of drier air trying to eat in from the west, but again, that's being overcome now. The heaviest freezing rain actually falling over our eastern counties from Groesbeck, say to Coolidge, down through Marlin, over towards Fairfield, Centerville, Franklin. You're seeing this. Also some light to moderate rain falling in the Brazos Valley right now. Bryan College Station at Easterwood Airport officially above freezing, but some areas in town are likely below. So that means there's likely still going to be some icy spots, especially on bridges there in Brazos County. Now, you can see the heaviest stuff actually sitting over our eastern counties. We've been compiling some power outage numbers, and let's see if we could take that Max 2 computer. These are those current power outages that are in place. Hardest hit right now is going to be from Williamson through Bell County up into Milam, Robertson, Leon County. You can see 15,000 customers without power there in Williamson County, closer to 4,400 in Bell. Robertson and Milam, even though they have lower amounts, that is a higher percentage of the county due to the lower population. So some hard hit areas there along Highway 79. We're digging up details on that. Let's get back over to the radar here, and you can see the rain continuing to move on in. It's still stretching down to the south towards Austin and San Antonio, so that's going to continue to build here as we go through the day. Winter storm warning continues through Thursday. This includes Waco, Temple, Killeen, most of central Texas. There's an ice storm warning now in effect for Bosque, Hamilton, and Mills County. You had the heavier precipitation overnight. That's why it now looks like you could total closer to an inch of ice. This ice will continue to build here as we go through today on into the morning tomorrow even. We'll finally start to end this precipitation later on as we get through the day on Thursday. As far as today's concerned, though, temperatures the upper 20s, lower 30s, below freezing all day, which means no improvements on those roadways. And Future Track shows you we're going to continue with these bands of freezing rain moving through. We may see it lighten up a little bit this afternoon, but don't let your guard down. The roads are still going to be very slick. Then we get into the overnight hours, and models are bringing in a second round of precipitation overnight. That will likely result in some more freezing rain building in. The biggest question is going to be where exactly are our temperatures? If we're around 32, 33, we may fare better. If we're hanging around 31 and 29, well, we're going to do this all over again tomorrow and add on to that. We finally warm above freezing Thursday afternoon, but big improvement comes Friday. 70s, though, by Monday.
All right, live coverage throughout GMA on the weather. We'll see you back at 11.